Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Actors Area. Sean Grant here, your host, as always, ready to get into it, ready to drop some wisdom on you, to leave you feeling like the inevitable, eternal success that you are. Thank you for joining me today. Yes, right into it. So, it was either yesterday or a couple days ago, we talked about how hard work is definitely important, but it has to be done the right way. And so when we discussed that topic, and you can go back and listen to that podcast if you'd like, we talked about inspired action. We talked about being able to be on the right path and not just be in a space to where you're taking what I like to call frivolous action. Okay. Frivolous action is just a matter of, well, let's do this and let's do that. And this is good. And that is good. Or that, and you're all over the place. And before you know it, you're so burnt out and you can't finish anything because you're just like, oh my God, well, what do I do next? Like, why is this way? Why is this that way? Blah, 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 such and such. Wah, wah, wah. And so life was never meant for us to move in that pattern, but to be able to move in a place to where each step is connected to the next and is significantly conjoined with each other on our path to promote the best, most evolved, transformative product, which is ourselves. And so, not to go too deep, but you have to understand there's steps when it comes to accomplishing something. There's steps when it comes to being a successful actor. There's steps when it comes to being a doctor. There's steps when it comes to being a lawyer. And so as an actor especially, there's no one way you're supposed to succeed. So the best thing for any of us to do is to go within and figure out what path serves us the best. And I can tell you right off the bat, for a long time, for me, and even to this day, I have not worked with an agent in a very long time. And, that may be the path for you. It may not be the path for you. But when I tap into my inner guidance, when I tap into the power of the universe and my higher self, it shows me that I can do what I need to do in order to be successful without an agent at this moment. Now, 1 year, 2 year, 6 months, 5 years down the road, that may change. But until it does, and if it does, I will embrace where I am right now. Okay? So we talk about stillness in the title. You want success, embrace stillness. What does that mean? Well, I'm not just saying don't do anything. I don't want you to misconstrue that because, yes, we have to do some work, but like I said, it has to be on that inspired path. What I'm saying when I'm telling you to embrace stillness is I'm telling you to connect to the divinity within you. So if you connect to that universal energy within you, you know that you become a magnet for all great things, but not only great things, you become a magnet for the things that God wants you to have. And the things that God wants you to have are basically your heart's desires, your deepest desires, because the universe, God wants you to be here to be happy. And it's taking every single waking moment of the day to move you closer to what you want. If you didn't know that, that is exactly what is happening right now as we speak. The universe is moving you closer to what you want and moving that thing closer to you. Now, if we have hiccups, it's just because we're being blocked in some way, or we're not allowing completely, or we're not tapping into that vibration like we need to. So with that being said, when we decide to get still, when we decide to just connect to the light, connect to the joy that is divinity, once again, the joy that is universal energy, that is perfect, that is full of joy, that is full of harmony, but more importantly, it's full of ease, and it's effortless in its approach, and getting back to what we talked about again the other day is looking at nature, looking at plants, looking at trees, looking at the ocean and how effortless it moves and how it moves in such a flow-filled pattern that our lives are supposed to mimic the same thing. If you're running into walls and roadblocks over and over and over and over, chances are you have to kind of figure out, okay, where am I going? So, if you're, say, for instance, you're in your car and you come to a dead end, you don't just back up and then go down the dead end again and back up and go down the dead end again. You stop. You check your GPS, your guidance system, and you see where can you go or where can you move to get to where you want. But first you have to embrace that stillness, because in the stillness, you will find your direction. You will find the light to help you to move to the success that you are so desiring. And there's a book that I've been reading. It's called Dollars Flow to Me Easily by Richard Dotts. It's on Amazon. It's a really amazing book. It's only like $11 as well. But, this is a guy that basically just revolutionized his life and his career by learning how to be still, by learning how to be at peace and be in a place to where he could allow things to manifest for him. Now, the one thing is that this book goes really deep and it's really spiritual without being religious at all. But if you're not willing or you're unwilling to accept the concept that he's speaking of, then I don't think you're ready for it. But if you're ready and willing to open yourself up to something that will absolutely flip everything else on its head, then this is definitely a book for you to read. But anyway, he just talks about that divine peace, that stillness, that energy that makes you feel so good and so joyful inside, and how you can tap into it at any time, and how it's so powerful that you could sit in your house all day, connect with this energy, and find that you would accomplish more than going to a million networking events or, trying to contact this person or trying to contact that person or whatever it is. Because here's the bottom line. The universe knows what you want. The universe knows what your heart desires on the deepest level, more so than anybody else, more so than your spouse, more so than your relatives, more so than your friends, anybody. It knows it right down to a T. And it is doing everything it possibly can to bring that to you as soon as it possibly can. But if we don't take the time to get still and find out what the map looks like in order to get to that place, we'll never reach it. Okay? And so stillness just comes down to getting quiet, and it can be done in a few minutes. It can be done in 5 minutes. Just go within, touch your heart center, touch the center of your heart, and just embrace the way your skin stands up, the hair stands up on your skin, and just that place of mindfulness, that place of ease. That is when you know that you're becoming a conduit for the universe, and you're able to position yourself to be open to all the gifts that are being offered to you. Okay, and so what I want you to do with your careers, I want you to embrace your stillness. So instead of let's say you're getting ready to go out and you're getting ready to do some actions, and just give this time. It takes a little bit of time, but go within, quiet your mind, be peaceful, and just focus on feeling good. Focus on feeling good. Do this a number of times a day, as much as you possibly can, preferably also sitting down anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes a few times a day, and just embrace feeling good and watch how you become a magnet to not only great things in your career, but great things in your life. Like, allow things to just unfold for you. And it will be one of the most exhilarating experiences, because it will show you that you don't have to do so much groundwork that will exhaust you, as opposed to give you more energy and help you to feel more enthusiastic about where you're going. So definitely give that a practice. If you have any questions, contact me. Feel free to do so. But stick with it and don't just give up right away, but continue to practice this because trust me, I've lived it. I'm living it right now. You'll see the difference when you decide to take this idea that is considered far-fetched to society, but from spiritual terms is right on track. And if you want to maximize your success, this is something definitely that you want to partake in your life, no matter what's going on. Make time for it, see the benefits, try, and then let me know your results. I would love to know how it works for you. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. As always, a pleasure. Have a wonderful day. Best of luck to you on your auditions and your film sets, as well as your stage if you're doing theater, and anything else you're involved in. Enjoy it, live it to the fullest, have fun with it. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.